Hello students, welcome to a video lecture on web technology and its applications. This is the course overview and course outcome. Let me continue with the introduction of JavaScript. So in this section we will look into where does JavaScript go, that is where we should place the JavaScript. So it can be linked to an HTML page in different ways. The three different ways are inline, embedded and external. First we'll see how to include a JavaScript in a inline form. You can just observe here. This is the part of the code where JavaScript is included as a part of an HTML document in inline form. You can just observe here we have an anchor tag which is linking to a particular function, which is a function written in JavaScript. This is the linking information. So the link will carry you to the function open window of JavaScript. The code of this is written here. You can just observe input type equal to button. It's a form element, right? Button is a form element. So this is called on click. So it is an example of event handler. These things we are going to see in later part of the JavaScript. So this is one line of a JavaScript which is directly written over here. So the part of the code is written as a part of the HTML element itself. So you know that input is a HTML tag. Inside this only as an attribute value, the source code of JavaScript is included. So hence the name for this is inline. So I hope you remembered we have studied inline style sheets where the style rule is specified as a part of the value of a particular attribute. In the same way here the JavaScript code is specified as a value of a particular attribute, that is on click with the HTML element input. So hence the name for this is inline. So as you can just observe, maintenance of such kind of JavaScript is very difficult because it is embedded with the HTML and is coming as a part of the value of a particular input, particular HTML element itself. So if you want to do any modification or if you want to write a big part of code, then it is not preferable to make use of inline way of including a JavaScript in HTML document. But here it is shown that it is also one of the way where you can just include a part of the code of JavaScript inside the HTML elements attribute also. So we'll go for the next possible way, that is embedded way. Similar to embedded CSS, we have embedded JavaScript here. So as you can guess, so this script instead of style element in embedded style sheet, here we are using script element or script tag. So as you know that is style is placed in head, script is also placed in head. So we are opening with the script tag. You should specify what kind of script you are going to write using type attribute. The value of this is fixed, text slash JavaScript. So remember there is no space between Java and script, and it is case sensitive. The value of the attributes are case sensitive in case of HTML. So write it properly in lowercase only. And here after this particular tag you can write any number of lines of JavaScript till the closing of script tag. So this entire thing is included in the head section of the HTML, and it is applicable only to that particular HTML document in which it is embedded, and is called upon certain actions, like when you are clicking on a button or when you are raising an event, then you are calling a part of the JavaScript. Then how it is called, the details we'll see in the later part of this particular chapter. So as it is a beginning, so you just remember that script can be included within can be embedded within a HTML document itself as a part of the head section of the HTML document, in which we are using script tag to write the JavaScript part of code. So the best way is to make use of a external JavaScript where similar to our external style sheet we have external JavaScript. you can observe in head section you are using again the same script tag. Type is also specified. Here we are mentioning source, where you are mentioning the path of the file name where the JavaScript code is stored. So name of the file name is greeting.js. So it will just link to this particular JavaScript file, and just closing the script tag and head. So these details are enclosed in a separate external JavaScript file by the name greeting.js. Remember that we must specify the script type also. The reason is there are different types of scripting language. So which scripting language you are using here, that has to be specified by means of type attribute. The value of this must be text/JavaScript. So now we'll see what is the basic syntax of JavaScript. So similar to any other programming language, it has a few programming constructs like variables. It allows various operators to be used, including assignment, conditional statements. It is supporting loops, arrays. Also it has these are common programming constructs observed in any basic language. Apart from this, it has object oriented features like classes, and also it is including event handling, where it is mainly used for client side scripting. So JavaScript's reputation, everything is type sensitive here, including function, class and variable names. Type sensitive, it's not language, type sensitive. The type has to be properly maintained. Scope of variables in blocks is not supported. You are not supposed to create local variables inside the blocks. That means if you are declaring any variable inside a loop, that is also accessible outside the loop, unlike C programming language. And apart from plus, minus, multiplication, equal to, double equal to operator for comparison, we have an additional operator apart from what we have availability of basic operators. Similar to that of C, we have an extra operator, that is triple equal to, which tests not only for equality but also type equivalence. Like it returns true when the type of operands on either side are having the same data type. Like both should be string type, both should be number. It is also checking for the equivalence of types as well. And apart from this, it has two more types as null and undefined, which we call as different states of a variable. Null is assigned with a null value, null string, undefined, not assigned any value. We have declared that variable and assigned null, then it becomes a null type, and it becomes undefined when we are not assigned any value for that. And here semicolons are not required, but if you want, you can make use of that. They are permitted. There is no integer type. We have only one number type, which includes all these, that is floating point, etc. By default, usually in C, if you assign a number, that becomes that is treated as an integer, whereas here the default type of number is floating point number. So when you are studying any programming language, you should learn with respect to any native languages you know. So that's why I am comparing all these features with the C, right? So it is type sensitive, it has functions, classes and variables. Scope of variable, we don't have global and local here. Even though you declare any variable inside the loop, that becomes a global, that is can be accessible anywhere. You have an additional operator apart from the basic operators of C. You have two more distinct variable types as null and undefined. Null, when you assign a value to this as a null. Undefined, when you have not declared assigned any value for that. Semicolons are not mandatory. There is no integer type, only number is available. By default it is floating point. So these are the some distinguishing features of the JavaScript. So we'll see the rest of the things in a next class. Thank you.